What's up?
How's everybody doing?
Happy Sunday, guys.
Remember, we're here. Remember to mute your mics. If you want to come on, I'm going to send you the link now where you can log in. This is Millennial Boom. Oops.
There you go.
I'm going to send everybody the ability to jump in. But we're going to make some mistakes because this is all new. And we have Jace here to help us.
You have one job, Diane. Wait, what?
So this is how you can log on. So we are set up. We're completely ready to go. If you get that link and you want to be on, we can do that as well. You should be able to hear us. I can change this now since we're no longer coming up at 5:30. We're already here. Just remember to use your microphones to mute. Just remember to use headphones. So that way you don't get echoes if you do pop in for the live chat.
Just like I did.
Just like you say, don't get the echo.
I forgot to mute mine.
So she was learning to do that in the beginning. So we're doing something a little different, as you can tell. We normally do this
We just normally do it by YouTube.
And normally when we do the YouTube thing, it's just us talking and no one involved. But now we have people that can jump in. Like here's Maxim. He's there. Hello, Maxim. Can you hear us?
Did you unmute him?
He's not muted.
Oh, okay.
His mic is not turned on though. So anyway, we'll come back to him. So basically, once you make sure you can turn your mic on to hear us. If you don't turn your mic on, then you won't be able to talk to you. And we can tell because we see the green levels pop up when you say something. So I can know that your mic is on. If you don't plan on showing your camera, then don't log on to be live because we don't want to show a black screen. We want to be able to show the person we're talking to.
So basically this just enables you to join us in the chat visibly.
Right. So you can talk to us and we can talk to you and we can have a good time. So the difference from what we normally do, again, is YouTube. And it's normally just chatting and now you can talk back to us, which is kind of cool, maybe.
And we're on more than just YouTube right now.
Now, I want to make sure I can see the green light from us talking.
Okay.
Can the people out there hear us? If you can hear us, wave.
You mean wave in the chat?
Yeah, just wave in the camera. I see Maxim. He may not be able to hear us, or maybe I don't have him, or do I have him muted? I don't know. Jace, you tell me if you see him or not, because he's not responding. So I see Maxim. Hello from the Bay. Yes, Jace, you hear us. Okay, great.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Kathy.
Elaine.
So we normally go through. So here's how this works. So we chit chat, we talk about stuff that you want to talk about, and then we respond to them.
Respond to your questions / comments.
And the reason why it's called Millennial Boom is because
I'm actually a millennial.
And I'm a boomer.
And no, I'm not his daughter.
But here's where it gets kind of weird. So I have him backstage. We don't see him until. So how do I unbackstage him? Let me try this. Oh, that's you.
That's me?
Yeah, that was you. There he is, but he's not backstage. I see him. I can see him. We have Aaron on here. So now you see that, but let's not do the full screen. Let's try this. So anyway, long story short is that
we're Millennial Boom because sound is booming to me.
Oh, good. So you hear us.
So Millennial Boom is because I'm actually a boomer.
And
just by description, and he's a millennial by description. He likes to do all of the social media, the video games. I like to read books. I guess those would be like the stereotypical things.
So I'm more tech.
Yes.
I'm more techie. She's not as techie. So, and I'm not super techie because if it wasn't for that reason,
Hi Rose.
Hi Rose. And the people popping in, we say hi to them. Those are regular. We normally have about 25, 30 people. Right now we have about 50, which is double what we normally would have. But we do this every single Sunday for the last year. As a matter of fact, January the 5th will be our 1-year anniversary.
Yeah.
And we started with a cell phone.
And we literally were just having the cell phone down, and you could, I guess it sounds kind of disgusting, but you could see like basically straight up our noses.
Yeah.
That's how close we were when we were first doing these live chats.
So when we do this, come over for a second. So we see there's Maxim, and he's looking right at us.
Oh, there you go.
But he can't see us. And his mic is muted. So when we do that screen like that, obviously it takes him over to the side here, and we don't really see him as much. So we keep it full screen, but he's here watching.
I don't think his mic is muted. I think is your computer muted?
No, my computer's not muted.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait, maybe. Let's try something else. Can you hear me? Max? Yeah, you're still quiet. I got my volume all the way up.
This is the hard part about trying something new, right? Is we'll encounter some, technical difficulties. We're still trying to figure it out. And we'll also talk about what Stanley is doing on Wednesday, where he's been doing some tests for it, if you guys hadn't joined in already. But yeah, so we're still kind of figuring this out. I'm super new to this, so thanks for being.
And we're coming here from our global headquarters.
Hi, Kenny.
Hello, Kenny.
Oh, okay. So Alyssa and Bill are from Facebook, so you can see here.
Yes.
And then Kenny, Rose are on YouTube. Okay, that's cool. See, I'm learning.
We have Stroke TV Foundation here, and he's been reaching out to me to do a live thing with him.
Oh, and Aaron says, hi, Stanley and Diane.
And yes, Elaine, where have you been? We have been here for a year. And so we tell you to do this. So if you go to my Facebook, his mic's behaving badly right now, but he'll get it right. If you go to Facebook, if you're here now, later, or you can do it now, go to YouTube. We're actually streaming on YouTube right now. We're streaming on Facebook, and we're streaming on
Discord, yeah.
So you will see us on all those channels. But here's what you do. Go to Facebook. Go to YouTube. I'll type it in, as a matter of fact. And if you're on mobile, then that's fine too. We thank you, YouTube mobile. So it's YouTube, and I'll type it in so you can see it. You keep talking while I type it in.
Hey, buddy, we heard him for a quick sec. You'll get it dialed in.
He'll get it at some point.
So people are hearing Maxim. But we're not. Is that what it is? Oh, it looks
no,
like
we hear him. I can hear that.
You can hear Maxim?
No, I hear the beat that him trying to come on. I hear when people pop on.
Okay, well, it sounds like people are saying that they hear him briefly. What's up, TVN Productions from Chicago?
All right, so I'm typing in here, and it's hold on. Keep talking, me.
I'm just kind of reading everything.
Okay.
So anyways, yes, like we were saying, this is all very new to us, and I was going to start talking about your thing on Wednesday, but I'll wait for you to...
So if you go to the link I just posted, which is youtube.com/Caught Misbehaving, subscribe. Number one, subscribe to it. Hello, Gordon. And that way you can also you'll know when we're doing other things. So the deal is that on Wednesday, I launch my very first solo podcast. Now, I've always wanted to do radio.
Solo, aka I'm not in it.
Yeah, but it's a little different. It's not like this. We're going to have some people. It's called Reasons Why Aliens Will Never Invade Earth. And it's a funny name with serious subject matter. Mm-hmm. And the subject matter, remember, the camera's over here.
I know. I'm looking.
No, I'm just, I can forget sometimes.
Oh, I'm looking at the chat to make sure that we don't miss anything.
So, and she's going to be reading the chat, and I'm going to try to talk to you. So it's a funny title with serious subject matter. And on Wednesday, I'm going to have an expert on implicit bias. What is implicit bias? Implicit bias is one of the reasons why we have so many issues going on right now. And he'll even talk about how implicit bias plays a big role.
Oh, I just heard something.
I heard somebody grunt.
that would be me.
Maxim made it. So, and we have Gordon, and I'll open up Gordon for a little bit. So, implicit bias, he believes that, now he's a police officer, he believes that a lot of the shootings police officer-related shootings can be related to implicit bias. He also believes that it's something that none of us can't control, but we're going to talk about that and get to deep details. So my first one, which is, you go, well, why would you have a name like Aliens? Reason why aliens will never invade Earth. Well, because I've been doing this forever, and I've been giving numbers to it.
He always tweets about it. If you guys follow him on Twitter, which I feel like maybe most of you guys do, he's always saying reason number so-and-so why aliens would invade Earth. So
here we are. We're going to do this on Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Is that what that stands for?
Pacific, yes.
Pacific Standard Time. No.
PST.
Specific.
Pacific Standard Time.
It will be Pacific Standard Time, and it will be a live chat with just, you can put your questions in, but your question will only be available via text messaging. So we've been working on it with producer Jason, by the way, has been working tirelessly. He's in Florida.
Yeah, you can see him in the chat right there. He's the one putting in the links.
Yeah, so he's writing in links as I talk, and I'm trying to write them in too. So if you want to join us, you can just click the link and you'll pop in. But if you're not using video,
not on,
then don't pop in because you're going to get 10 spots. We're on a budget. We can't have 100 people logged in right now.
That would be a little confusing anyways.
It would be a little bit.
Yeah,
but
10 is a good number.
But the best part is, so we'll do what we do. So Maxim, a bunch of people here, we have 44 right now. Want to tell people who you are and what you're showing? No, you're right here.
Well, I have my misbehaving headphones, and they have a mic. They have a mic in them, and my camera has a mic. So they were both fighting back and forth to try to get on here. So I had to go into the settings. So we got that figured out. So I'm out of Ohio. I'm Farmer John out of Ohio.
Ohio. All right. So we appreciate it. So Gordon's here. Hello, Gordon. Your mic's not working.
Hi.
Gordon.
Okay, I am muted. Don't worry, I'm not that technically challenged.
No, it's fine.
You're way better than I am.
So welcome again. Gordon is one of our regulars as well. If you're new, you can be a regular as well. We welcome everyone.
Yeah, hang out in the lower right-hand corner just like I do.
We talk about everything except for
politics.
Yeah, we try to stay out of the politics zone because that's just too controversial.
Wait, Gordon, where are you from?
Oh, I'm over here in the San Francisco Bay Area, Dublin, California.
San
Francisco, my hometown.
No, it's just really gloomy. It rained yesterday night.
Okay. So yes, if you want to hear past episodes of what we've been doing, Jace has placed them on.
Has placed the link, anchor.fm.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So with that, our past YouTube live chats are now also we've also through the help of Jace turned the podcast.
Yes.
So if you are interested in listening back, I know it's a little different watching versus listening, but if you're the type of person that, you're driving or you're working out and you want to listen to us talk, because we're so cool, you can actually hear us now on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. We're all over the place.
Yeah.
So we're on Anchor. We're on Google Podcast, which is there somewhere. It's really cool to see us on Spotify. So, Spotify kind of focuses on indies, and I guess we're indies. So that gave us a chance to be out here. And so this is our really first time doing it specifically for the podcast. That's why we're reading out loud. We're talking back and forth to make sure that, and I guess you just popped in.
Do you realize that you
No.
changed? Oh, what's up, Jeanette? Oh, mine is different because it's at the top.
And no, Gabriel, we didn't realize that we changed who is millennial. And
We did that on purpose.
Yeah, we did that on purpose because
We wanted to explain it to you in the video.
yeah, it's more fun to explain in the video than it is to confuse people in text. And as you notice, my beard was gone and it's coming back. It'll be like big Wednesday. Like the instant beard, you crank it and the new beard pops up. So.
Wait, so Gabriel is that Gabriel right there? G?
That's Gabriel.
Okay.
And he, Gabriel always has a nice picture of the ceiling fan. Like, I feel like the ceiling fan is actually Gabriel. So, but let's get him to say hi, even though we can't really see him. Hello, Gabriel.
Yeah, I'm here. I know the lighting is bad. I don't know what to do about it, but.
Well, if you pull it down, then the lighting won't be so bad.
Turn on the light?
Yeah, you have your backlit. That's called being backlit. If you put a light behind you, everything in front of you will be dark. If you want things to be light on you, you have to put a light in front of you. That's usually how it works. But don't mind me. I'm just in TV. What do I know, right?
Yeah, just in TV. That's right.
All right.
Well, thanks for joining us.
We appreciate it, Gabriel. So,
oh, we missed in the chat here was oh wait, how do I go back down? It's kind of, well, it's not going that half. But I think
I'm
Dennis
not
Long
the
was.
sign guy. Somebody asked me if I was the sign guy. I'm not the sign guy.
He's not the sign guy, no. That would be
that was
Dante Stoner. And,
yeah.
And everybody else knows what the sign guy is. Dante, bless his heart, is into signs, a lot of signs. And I appreciate the fact that he's into signs. And we had a test one day, and he talked about signs for 10 minutes. It was fun, though, until it wasn't. But it's still, that's Dante, and we appreciate the fact that he showed up. So
wait, so I wanted to go back. So Dennis Long had said that his daughter had to take an implicit bias test for nursing. That's interesting. I didn't know that was a thing. So.
Well, you know what? The funny thing about implicit bias, and again, we're not going to get into it now.
Yeah, that's for Wednesday, but it's always an interesting topic.
But we're learning a lot of stuff. As a matter of fact, when we were in a car doing a kind of a dry rehearsal, when we were driving, you kind of listened to this man talk.
Yeah. It's Quincy. So Quincy Ruffin, he is really a great speaker and he knows his stuff. So I would say definitely, and I'm not biased. I would say listen to it because he's got really great material.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there we go. And see, also I just put up that notes. I just put the Millennial Boom on Spotify. There's a link to it.
Oh yeah, thanks, Jace. Appreciate it.
So we're working off of we're working off a shoestring budget.
So everyone looks like some people are having difficulty with YouTube.
There's been a problem with YouTube all day today. It's not us. We're doing it properly. As a matter of fact, when Jason and I were talking earlier today, we both had internet issues at the exact same time, which means that there's something going on with the internet across the board. He's using Comcast, and I'm using Cox. So it can't be the same internet company. So it's something else. They all use the same pipe. So there could be a problem with the internet, the pipe that's streaming everything through. And, or maybe it could be because, like Kenny said, or is it maybe because of different things running, or people on the cameras? Well, what we had before, we noticed, was that some people were having issues. One guy in British Columbia, he was in Canada, had a problem because he had his DVD plugged into his camera.
Which I didn't even realize that was a thing.
I didn't know it was a thing either. So what happened was he had a huge buzz, glowing audio, everything. Oh, you know what we didn't do though, Gabriel? Why don't you tell everybody about yourself, Mr. Fan?
About me?
There you go. Yeah, you.
Yeah, I'm in Cleveland and I do the YouTube channel Bad Drivers of Cleveland. I showcase people breaking the traffic laws. And I'm known to honk at them sometimes, which Stanley doesn't do.
Stanley does not like honking. For anybody that knows, he definitely tries to avoid it at all costs.
Yeah, I try to avoid it because honking isn't actually, you only supposed to honk if it's an emergency. If you look at the vehicle code, honking is the only something you do in an emergency when you're trying to keep someone from crashing into each other, not because they're sitting or the green light for too long. And most people think that you can just honk. And New York had a passed law, I believe, a long time ago.
$250, right?
It's $250 if they catch you honking. So, because remember New York used to be, and you'd hear it for days. And imagine living in New York City, in a city an area where traffic is bad, and you're trying to go to sleep, and at 3 o'clock in the morning, there's a traffic jam, and everybody is honking their horn. I can see where that could be a problem.
Yeah.
So, it's like they created don't block the blocks. You know what that is?
Yeah, in here, right?
Well, they have to do it now.
Where you're basically don't get into that box with the X.
Oh,
that's the one? Oh, okay.
It means don't enter an intersection and block traffic.
Yeah.
So here's a question. Who can I ask a question? Yes. So who knows what the difference is between, and there's Jace. Jace, do you know the difference between gridlock and traffic jam?
I have a motorcycle. No.
All right, let's try Maxim. Maxim, do you know the difference between gridlock or traffic jam?
Well, traffic jam you can kind of move. Gridlock you can never move. Canadians drive with
answer, but no.
Yeah, Canadians
good
drive
answer, but
with
no.
the horn.
No, but Canadians what?
Canadians drive with their horn.
And I bet you there's a law in Canada that says you can't do that. But hold on, I'm coming back. Let's see. Yeah, I can still hear you. So, Bird, what do you think it means?
All I could come up with is like a traffic jam is more time oriented, but gridlock seems to be constant.
Oh, well, you know what? That's a good answer. However, the answer for gridlock is, here's a good example. A lot of cities are built on a grid. A street, B street, C street, D street, then you have Independence, whatever other streets that go this way, and they cross each other, which create a grid. So gridlock is when you're in a city with all the different streets and you can't go anywhere because it doesn't change times. It's every single time you go, you're trying to go somewhere, you're stuck in a grid. That's a gridlock. A traffic jam is when you're on a freeway, when there is no grid on a freeway. A traffic jam is when you just can't go straight. You're stuck in traffic. You're both stuck in traffic, but a gridlock is more focused on the actual grid of a city. And it's funny because when I first moved to Arizona and Phoenix, everybody said, "You'll never get lost here. It's a giant grid." But we drove this area, and let me tell you, there aren't a lot of areas that are just straight up grid.
No, and there are actually a lot of dead ends here too.
Yeah.
A lot of streets dead end here.
Yep.
Yeah, kind of confusing, but.
And if you don't pay attention, we thought we could drive down 51 freeway goes north and south. Yeah, north and south, and so does the 17. Well, they're both parallel, except there is a mountain in between. So you can't just go from like Thunderbird Road. You can't take it straight across to the 17
to get to the other freeway. Yeah.
Because there's a giant
mountain
in the way. And Arizona has a bunch of little random little mountains and molehills and whatever so it's a little different.
Oh my gosh, gridlock or traffic jam, I resolve both by not letting my wife drive.
Well,
Jace, that's so bad. Oh, that's so bad.
Well, producer Jace is on a motorcycle, so he just goes around stuff. He drives over cars.
Happy New Year, Sherry, joining us from YouTube.
All right.
Oh no, Kenny says gridlock equals a fatal crash on 101 in SF.
Gridlock would be
kind of doesn't even have a grid system.
Kind of hard to have a grid. Well, you can't have gridlock on the 101.
Yeah, well, because it's a freeway.
It's a freeway. It's traffic jam. I just said that. So if you're stuck in traffic on the 101, there's a pretty fair chance you're not going to have a head-on collision because you're stuck in traffic.
Unless there's you can have a head-on collision if there's a wrong-way driver.
But if everybody's stuck in traffic, how are they going to drive the wrong way?
I know. I'm just saying.
Unless you drive down the shoulder.
Hey, anything's possible. Look at 2020.
2020 is over.
I know that's true.
2021 is
I won't live in the past anymore.
2021 is drunk now. So, yes. Hello, Sherry, all the way in California. So,
Bay Area Mama says she's still trying to figure this out.
Don't worry about it, Bay Area
Don't worry. We're still trying to figure it out, too. We're right there with you.
And, yeah, one thing I noticed, too, is that it's been cold all day, and all of a sudden now it's like super hot. All these lights.
That's because we're talking.
Oh. Why are you whispering?
I don't know.
So this segment is sponsored by Crystal Geyser. We're just kidding. It's not sponsored.
We haven't done that in a while, though. Like, when we first started doing this YouTube live chat, we used to have, like, fake sponsors all the time, just things that we love, enjoy, like, consuming, whether it's, like, Crystal Geyser water or Trader Joe's something, and we were hoping, like, one of these days they'll pick us up. Hey, we're still here, pick us up.
Yeah, we're still here. Hello, we can use some sponsorship. Let me take this down. I don't even know where this came from. There we go.
It's a lot of multitasking.
Yeah, I'm trying to do all this stuff at the same time. And
yeah, tell me about it.
Over here, Right there. San Francisco, still on our wall.
Yep. Gotta represent the city.
That's the stadium, if you can see it from a distance.
AT&T Park.
Yeah, what she said. Remember what it used to be called?
Yes.
What was it called?
Before AT&T Park, it was called SBC Park, and before SBC, it was called Pac Bell.
And what was the other park that used to be called?
Candlestick, but that's all the way in
Stanley?
Bayview.
Yes.
Would you like for me to play your Millennial Boom trailer?
I would love for you to play that.
I'm Stanley Roberts.
And I'm Diane Faith. What up?
And you're tuned into
Millennial Boom.
Wait, why boom?
Because you're a boomer.
Oh, and you're a millennial.
That's right. And we talk about everything and anything except for
Politics.
So listen to us any time of the day or night.
And as always, thank you.
Bye.
No. I say it better. Bye.
Whatever.
So remember, we're using Anchor. And Anchor is how you're seeing all these different webcasts. It's anchor.fm, and you can go there and you can find us on there as well. But with Anchor, we're able to send our broadcasts out to all the different people at one time. And so later down the line, this will pop up in all the different areas where you can download it and listen to it while you're driving. So anchor.fm, go there. You'll find what we're trying to do there, and we would appreciate it if you subscribe to all the different. And also there is, on my YouTube channel, there is a link tree. There's a link up top by the name. All the different links you can go into. And so the other day, though, yesterday, I was going to show you something. What?
You're not looking at the camera.
I know. I'm trying to learn this whole thing. The camera's over here. I'm used to looking at this, and then the camera's right here. But let me see if I can show you guys something.
Betty Veronica says, I thought Stanley shaved his beard. I said he did, but he shaves with Rogaine and it grew back rapidly.
Oh my gosh, he doesn't even need Rogaine. It just grows back like in a day.
It goes back in a day. And I'm going to show you guys if I can pull it up. Let's see what happens. Hold on. This is something we just put on YouTube yesterday. And make sure I find it first before I say we have it. Oh, here it is. So is that the right one? Is that the right one? I think it is. I'm going to make sure before I start to run it.
280, the lighter freeway. I like that.
280, the lighter freeway. Hold on. Open video. We're trying to learn this here.
I feel like 101 freeway in San Francisco is like driving on the 17 out here. Do you think so?
Where
it's like just wild and crazy and everybody's speeding.
Yeah, you might be right on
and
that.
There's a lot of crashes on 101, and there are a lot of crashes here on the 17.
Yep. Oh, so I think.
He had a face mask around his chin like the COVID hit.
Oh, that's us driving down. So this was yesterday. We were driving down the 101. We're driving down
Dunlap Avenue.
This is our dash cam from the front, and this was, we were just, having lunch. We just got finished having something to eat. And that's actually, I wrote a package about it, which is on my YouTube channel. But you see how empty traffic is, right? There's actually a bunch of traffic behind us. But this one's pretty long, so it's 3 minutes. I'm not going to let the whole 3 minutes run.
Oh, I thought you were going to play the one on your YouTube.
No, that's what I'm trying to track down. So it's hard to see on a smaller screen. So we'll take that one out. And so it was interesting because we had a red light runner. I wrote a little something on it. It was her idea, her being Diane's idea. And let's see what we got here. Oh, you know what I do? It's in edited. That's why I couldn't find it. Aha! So coming down here. You keep talking while I look for it.
Hey, so Resident will be driving with helmets soon. Oh no, that's scary. Actually, when I lived in the Bay Area, I rarely travel on 880.
So here it is.
Dash cams. I think everyone should have one, because you never know what you might capture. And often it's nothing, but sometimes, well, let's stop the video right here. See this pickup truck? Well, notice where he is and where we are. But also look at the yellow light further up. Now the question is, will the driver stop?
Chris has an echo.
Or will he keep going? Let's roll the video.
Let me try this.
Now let's stop the video right here for a second one more time. Notice he's still going.
That should give me echo. That had my mic turned all the way up.
Yes, in Phoenix, we have a huge problem with red light runners. And this happens all too often. and in some cases, the results are deadly. In Arizona, if you run a red light or even a flashing red light, you must attend traffic survival school. Not to mention the fines are around $250 and 2 points on your driving record.
The reason why you guys had the reverb, is because I had the mic open.
So he had to mute the
mic. I had to mute the mic, so I'm learning. And Betty said she heard without the echo. Sorry for the echo. We just learned something new. I have to mute this mic when I show it on there because this mic picks up that audio. I'm not perfect, but we're learning.
Oh, Chris is here. What's up, Chris?
We have Chris here from
Hong Kong.
One of our friends, Chris, he's going to switch to his laptop. Let's see who else is on. Anybody? So we got the same people from before, yeah. All right, just check and see if anybody new popped in. Oh yeah, I'm just double checking. So there we go. We've been having some fun. We've been working on things. We even changed the setup so we're not facing the window anymore. Now you see the little posters in the background.
Well, also we were facing the window because we had the Christmas tree up. But I woke up one morning, I wake up at like 4 o'clock in the morning to work in the next room because I'm working from home. And he had already taken down the Christmas tree at like, what was it, 1? You stayed up until like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. So
I went to bed at 2:30.
Yeah, so I got up, went out to the living room, and the Christmas tree was gone, and the furniture was rearranged. And I was like, oh, awesome. But then at the same time, I was like, I felt bad.
I heard someone say something.
Yeah, we know the story already.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Stanley.
Okay, well, I'm telling other people that don't know because not everyone knows the story.
Yeah, Gabriel, you're pretty much in the loop, so you know the story. But some people have never heard the story before. So play nice.
With that, may I share with people where they can hear Millennial Boom's podcast on different apps?
Yes, you may.
It can be heard on Anchor, Breaker, Google Podcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and Spotify.
Yeah.
As well as what was that sound?
That was just him getting excited. His own version of getting excited.
And of course, on YouTube, Twitch, and your Facebook page.
That's right.
Is where you can see
the Millennial Boom.
Millennial Boom.
Under the Millennial Boom playlist.
Yes, if you go to the Anchor page, for those of you who don't want to use the internet or the browser data, whatever, if you go to the Anchor page, you can click on your preferred podcast source, and it'll open it up that way for you. So if you prefer to use Google Podcast, the link for that will be on the Anchor page as well. So you can click on your preferred source there, and it will bring you to your favorite one where you can listen to Millennial Boom.
Yes.
Now, here's the next question.
And then I have a question after that. I have a question related to the video that you just...
Okay, then you go ahead and ask your question first.
My question is, how many of you guys in here have a dash cam or are considering getting one?
I can tell you one who does have one.
Well, we know Gabriel has one because he has his own channel.
Okay.
And he's saying
Diane, do you see these?
What was that?
You might want to put my camera up, Stanley. I'm going to surprise everyone.
Uh-oh.
Do you see these, Diane? You know what these are?
Those are, I know what those are.
No,
those are.
Wait, he has me.
No, those are Terminator glasses, so you can terminate.
Terminate.
Do those have cameras in them? Does it have a camera, I mean?
Right there.
That's so cool. I need a pair of those.
So I can use that on the bike if I have to. It does audio and video for up to 2 hours. It records right there. That's your button to record. It has your SD info right there.
Wow.
It's a little hard for you to see on camera, but there's your charger. There's your SD ports. All I got to do, if I have to.
The extension cord, because the battery lasts for 2 hours, though.
Yeah,
so
it takes.
Dash cam. That's cool.
It's basically a dash cam on the bike. So I push the button right here, and it'll turn it on. It'll start recording. It'll take pictures if I needed to. But there's the camera right up front.
Wow, that's awesome.
So
nice.
I got that for Christmas.
So All right, excellent. Somebody just pop in. I just heard something.
Well, look at all of those faces that Betty put in there.
Oh,
Check it on Twitch, and it shows it everywhere for you.
Oh, that's funny. I love it. Obviously, I don't, since I don't have a car. This is Jeanette. Obviously, I don't, since I don't have a car. I use my cell phone camera. Need to get a GoPro if and when I ever start filming bad drivers and jaywalkers again.
Yes, and a mask.
Yep, GoPros are awesome. You have.
I have two GoPros.
Yeah.
That I prefer to use over the dash cam because it's much easier to retrieve the video. But with a dash cam, it constantly runs. But with a GoPro, you can sync it to your phone, and you can record or not record. I use 256 gigabyte cards, so I can shoot a lot of data, a lot of video. But the problem with that is that if you do it, you have to go back and look for what you're looking for. So you have to know what you're shooting when you shoot it. So my idea is to shoot in 30 seconds to 45 second spurts, and then focus on what I'm going after and not shoot just random stuff. So yeah, so the Undead said he loves those goggles, Jace. You see him use them in action. And I believe, where's the Undead located?
Australia.
I thought so.
Wow.
So we have an Australian here.
Cool.
Hey, by the way, Undead, I saw some video of a kangaroo that was yoked. Dude was like he had been at the gym, pumping iron for weeks.
Do you have that video?
I don't have it on here, but it was
okay.
on social media. And
if you give me a second, that's my buddy Lachlan. He's in Australia. If you give me a second, Lachlan, I will send you the link, and you can join Mr. Stanley Roberts and Diane live right here on YouTube.
All right.
Very cool.
So as you can tell, this isn't for everybody. Some people logged in thinking it was going to be the big, the release, and so we had 95 people when we first started. We dropped down to 36. If you're doing it on YouTube, please press the like button. If you're on any other channel, please push the share button. And again, this is our first time doing it this way with all the huge setup. You notice we have a new high definition
webcam.
Do you see Undead's comment?
What do you write?
Oh yeah, we've got some really buff ones they were coming.
Yeah, like do they have like a membership like Kangaroo R Us or something? Yeah, so you go check us out on YouTube, subscribe. Oh, and by the way, we're only something around 600 hours away from monetizing a YouTube channel. So it's working. Thank you for keeping it up. The new video I just posted, we've had over 1,000 views in under 24 hours, which, by the way, I give her credit for that because I give several credits for several people when credit's due. First, I want to credit you because I shot the video and I was just going to do a TikTok video.
And he was going to use that song that goes, "Oh no, oh
and
no."
then she says, why don't you just turn into a little bitty mini package? People want to see what you do. And so I went in the room, closed the door, and 3 minutes later I said, hey, come here. And she goes, wait, did you do a whole package?
Yep.
It was done. I tracked it, recorded, laid it down, did the whole 9 yards. Just something quick to show you, how we're doing things out here.
Yeah,
now,
and how the drivers are, because we've had a lot of speeding crashes, and I don't know if you guys, we made the news, I don't know if it was national, because I work in news, but I kind of turn everything off when I'm on my days off, but there was a road rage incident out here yesterday afternoon, and there was a lot going on in that video. Basically, the guy's arrested, but he hit a guy, and he hit multiple cars, and ended up, with the final car that he ended up hitting the guy in an intersection and then taking off. They caught up with them, but I'm just like, wow. I mean, the things that you see on the roads out here, crazy. I mean, Bay Area's got some crazy stuff too. LA's got some crazy stuff. Those are the 3 places that I've lived long term. But it's just amazing that if you don't have a camera, nobody knows these things are going on. But once you have a camera and you see these things, unbelievable.
Yeah, we had a crash down the street from where we live at, and the guy was doing 96 in a 40.
Yeah, in a 40 mile per hour. Yeah.
And he hit a couple and killed them both. He survived. Okay, so wait, before I get too far off track.
Okay.
So the second person I want to thank for helping us push it in this direction is Gabriel. Because Gabriel, in the very beginning, wanted us to do Google Meets.
Yes. He kept pushing us to do it.
He kept saying, do Google Meets. Now, the interesting part about him saying that is to do Google Meets was so that we could all come on camera and be able to talk. Okay? But when we came on camera, this is how Gabriel's page looked. So it's like, why are we on if Gabriel's not going to be on live? He's just going to do that. So then we went back to the YouTube, which is chat back and forth. But then the next person I have to thank is Jace. And Jace isn't new to the game. Okay, Gordon, we're going to miss you. Thanks
have a great dinner, Gordon.
Is that with Jace has been following me in my days in San Francisco. Mm-hmm. He's been here for a long time. He used to come home. I remember getting messages from him saying that religiously they would come home from work or he'd bring his kids home and they would watch a news segment. Even though I was in Florida and I was in California, they would log on to YouTube and wait for a new video. And am I right, Jace?
That's right. And I would show them, you have to behave out there because one day you'll wind up on TV and not in a good way. Mr. Roberts will show up with a camera and explain to you how you're doing wrong. So don't embarrass me.
Exactly.
One other person I'd like to thank, though, is Undead. He was in the chat a little bit ago for helping get your Discord going.
Yes.
Thank you, Undead.
He's not here, but
that sounds really weird to say thank you, Undead. But
his name is Lachlan.
Okay, thank you, Lachlan.
Yeah, and Lachlan is very talented when it comes to making sure that thing. He'll let you set it up the way you want, and then he'll go in and make sure that it's done correctly. So I like to stick with the correct method. And Lachlan made sure that everybody's permissions get set up in the Discord group. There he is. He's smiling.
There he is.
Yeah, Lachlan is an amazing guy. We spend a lot of time just talking overnight. He actually hangs out with me because there's a 16-hour time difference in Australia. So as I'm working, he'll sit here and he'll talk with me, and we'll chit chat back and forth. We have just some of the really coolest just chats about everything and anything. And so I said I'm trying to set up a Discord for Mr. Stanley Roberts. So he helped me get it all together, and he helped me set up the permissions and helped me set up the everything. There's not one thing I don't think he hasn't had his hand in setting up everything and making sure that everything went well. And for that, I am extremely grateful.
And for that, we are extremely grateful. Thank you,
Maxim,
Lachlan.
still watching. Hello, Maxim.
Wait, one thing I want to touch on, too, is Chris. I want to point out something Chris said. If you can go to it. He says, we don't get a lot of accidents here, but we get people faking pedestrian hit and runs. Okay, how do you fake a pedestrian hit and run?
Very simple.
Okay, how?
I've seen them before. So people run out into a car and they just fall on the ground. And then even though you didn't actually hit them, they just pretend they run into the car and then claim that they were hit by a car.
Oh my gosh.
And that's why I've seen videos.
So they can get money.
It's all about the money.
I've
seen one where a guy ran out, jumped on a car, and pretended he was injured. And he laid there like, I'm hurt. The guy gets out and points at the dash cam.
Yep, that's why you need a dash cam.
He points at the dash cam, and he says, you're not hurt. I see I have a video, and the guy gets up and walks away.
Oh my gosh. This is why you need a dash cam.
This is why you
Russia's really bad about that. Russia's really bad about that. That's where the dash cams kind of came from.
Is it because
they'll fake an accident?
I've heard it, and I'm not sure if it's true. Is it because that's like their insurance? They don't have insurance in Russia?
Well, in Russia, from my understanding, we don't have anybody. Go ahead.
Well, a lot of people in Russia get this fake stuff, so they carry a dash cam for insurance purposes, which is a good idea here in the States.
Oh, yeah, totally.
So my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that dash cams are required in Russia. That's why you have so many dash cam footage. So I thought they were...
Two things. Jeanette. Is it Jeanette? So we get a lot of pedestrian accidents here, mostly jaywalking, and a lot of them are fatal. Chris S. says, seriously, Diane, that's why dash cams are becoming mandatory here.
Wow, they're mandatory. Well, that makes sense. If you got a lot of claims.
If I may ask, Chris, where is Chris? Does anybody know?
Oh, he's in Hong Kong.
Chris is in Hong Kong.
Wow.
So we have viewers here from Hong Kong, New York,
Albuquerque, Jeanette's from Albuquerque,
Cleveland, Ohio, Canada. Matter of fact,
TBM production.
Maxim, you're from where?
Ohio.
Okay, but there was somebody there who was here that's from Canada. I forgot who it was.
In the chat tonight. I know Maria's from Canada, but I don't think she's joining us tonight.
There's a few other people that were here that were live, and they're from Canada. In Canada. They actually been watching a lot of videos that they connect with.
Yeah, don't forget Lord Frieza, or he'll be upset.
I don't think he's in the chat tonight, but if he is from the Bay Area, and he moved to Vegas.
Right, where he sells.
Okay, let's not get into what he sells.
No, you have to mention the name, otherwise it's forgot.
Yes, Chris is Canadian, for the record, but he lives in Hong Kong. So it's great to have Canadian followers. It's great to have
followers from anywhere.
Well,
sorry. I cut you off. Go ahead.
You know, but that's a good question though. With mandatory, you would think that they would start being sold with the cars.
Or being actually, I heard Corvette makes them in their cars now. They just don't have them set up to use them yet.
Wow.
And San Francisco, no Vida. So I heard that.
Right, but that's I mean, look at Chris and Hong Kong, right? You would think that the car manufacturers would put them into the cars, or at least put a camera very similar to the one that I have in these glasses on the back of rear view mirror, so it's always pointing forward. It's always activated when the car is running, and you know, this way it stores it on board, or stores it in the camera, or stores it in the car somehow.
The only thing I can think of is why they wouldn't do it is for money purposes. You have the driver, you force the responsibility on the driver, and therefore they have to pay for it versus them being responsible for it.
Oh, so the question for you, Jace, how much did the glasses cost? Oh,
I got them for Christmas. I have no idea. They were a Christmas gift. But I did Google it, and I think they're somewhere between $150 and $200.
You know what? William made a very important statement. I forgot about this because I never give them enough credit.
That's true.
Tesla has now they kind of did. Tesla is they go big or go home. So they made dash cams in the wind mirrors and in the dash and in the rear and in the front. So you can record from your mirrors on the sides and from the front and from the back, and it's like 4K video, and it's stored on a server where you can access it whenever you want to, which is cool. It's funny that that they actually went big, and that's good, right?
Yeah.
I was one of the original, and I won't take credit for being the original dash cam, but people who follow me know that the first thing I did when I had a vehicle was my first dash cam was a Sony video camera taped to the dashboard of my car. And because I didn't have the tool, I didn't have a dash cam. I had a camera. You remember that camera? Do you remember the story? If anybody remember me from a long time ago, I did a story about what's the lady's name? Amy Wang, the lady who was a tax person who was cheating in the carpool. Because the carpool cheat. I actually had a camera, a regular Sony camera, taped to my dashboard, and I would turn that thing on when I wanted to get video, and I used that to shoot video of her driving around. And then I upgraded to Cobra dash cam, which I love because it gave me an app. The app allowed me to download the video right away onto my phone, which then introduced me to Twitter, introduced me to Facebook, introduced me to YouTube. And then I started to notice that there were a whole lot more dash cam companies coming up. Now, I don't know if anybody started a dash cam because of what I was doing, but it seemed like there was a proliferation of dash cam footage after I did it.
Did you just say you started with a with a camera taped to your desk?
Yeah,
no,
dashboard.
Your dashboard. Well then, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to our new sponsor, duct tape.
No, actually, I used to.
Gorilla tape is stronger.
Gorilla tape is stronger.
Why can I see you using Scotch tape? Hang on a second. Oh, we're going on a pursuit.
Where's the button extension?
Where's that mute button?
Neil says BMW has that as well. It's called driver record, up to 40 seconds prior to the accident and 40 seconds after. But it's not. It's after. It's not optional. Any BMW now 2021. Okay, so that's good to know then.
So here's a question from TMI. Who has the right to the video, Tesla or you?
Hang on.
Your mic went off.
Yeah, your mic went off, Stanley.
That might be a good thing.
No. Stanley's FBI agent caught him. Did you hit the button under the video, Stan? Yeah, I know. Jeanette, we're working on it. Sorry about that.
Oh, no. There we go.
There you go. You're back, sir.
That's weird. The settings change themselves.
There you go. But that is a great question. Who owns the right to that video? Your insurance company or the manufacturer of the vehicle?
Oh, I know my mic's going down. My battery's getting low.
I'll get your charger. Where is it?
It's still plugged to the wall. Okay. So if she's going to grab my charger, I just realized what's going on. My mic is saying, my camera's looking at me going, hey, you might need to charge pretty soon. So it's shutting stuff off. It was full, but we got all this stuff running, so there we go. So I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer, but I will say this, that if you own the car, you have the right to the video. It's your car, your video. Unless you're leasing the car from Tesla, it still belongs to you. So I don't think Tesla has, unless you sign a terms of service agreement that gives them access to your dash cam, legally, I don't think that you have the right to it. I'm just plugging in here.
Well, the question is, of course, while you're making payments, you don't technically own that vehicle.
Well, then, yes.
That's also true.
Vehicle. So would then the dealership, which would then be Tesla, would they own the rights to access that, whether remotely or however?
Khalil says the manufacturer owns it and the insurance company can request it. So there you go. Maybe, that's something to look into. I'm curious. Maybe on my alien podcast, we can find an expert and answer those questions.
On my alien podcast. I love it. Oh, Chris, thanks. Yes, I charmed your mic to death.
Yes. So that's a good. Thank you, Khalil. That was interesting to know that. I didn't even know that. I know that I own my video, but we brought Kenwood dash cams.
Right, but yeah, you have an external camera.
Yeah, we don't have it built into our car.
Yeah.
So what if you bought the car outright?
If you bought the car outright secondhand from a dealership?
No, if you brought the car straight cash from a dealer and you own the car, right?
Then I suppose very much like the code for the car, like a keyless entry, they would give you that information and sign everything off to you.
Interesting.
Yeah, I never actually thought about that.
And he says there's still a server and close a ton of information. I'm trying to use big words, and my big word vocabulary just ran out. He said there's still a server that you can access in BMW. And Chris says police and insurance can request the video. So here's what I learned from a cop. This is a long time ago. So if you have an external dash cam that you installed yourself, it's great. If you weren't in the wrong, that will protect you and show that you weren't in the wrong. But he said, if you're in the wrong, take the dash cam out. So you never have one.
Oh my gosh.
Right. Well, that leads to the next question. And let's say you do own a Tesla, or whatever, and you are speeding 1 mile over the limit. Who's going to draw the line and say, yes, you were speeding, while most cops would say 5, maybe 10 miles an hour over would be acceptable? in the event of an accident, if you were 1 mile over the speed limit, would you be considered wrong? And that would be documented based on the camera that's in a Tesla, because I believe, don't they record data while you're moving?
Well, here's the deal with that. Most cars nowadays have a black box inside. If you have a newer car, a newer high electronic car, it has a black box. A black box, like in airplanes, that keeps track of all of your information. So just like when your car tells you what street you're on, that's GPS, your car also tells you how fast you're going, the speed limit where you are, and how you know that. Put up your GPS. Look in your car. You'll show you the speed limit where the street you're on. We were renting a car. Was it a Lexus or something else? What was it? Where it had a map, a digital map, and we were over the speed limit by 2 miles per hour. And the sign that showed how fast we were going lit up.
Oh, it turned red.
It turned red.
I think it was a Nissan.
It told us we were speeding because we were 2 miles over the speed limit, and it turned red automatically. So yes, that could work against you if a good lawyer can take that and go, well, were you or were you not speeding? Well, you can say, well, no, I was not speeding. And they say, well, according to your records, you were going X amount of miles over the speed limit. You can't, how do you argue that? You can't argue that. So it can work for you, and it can work against you. So yeah, and yes, like Remand 4 says, 1 mile per hour might be within the margin of error. Now, here's where it gets important. See, now you got me. You're gonna have me geek out on you for a minute. So even though there's a posted speed limit, and I'll say it again, even though there is a posted speed limit, the speed you travel on a road is not always based on the posted speed limit, but on something called how they map the road. And I had a word for it, and it went in my head and I flew out. But they engineer a road, and then they have someone who...
Chris said, grab the popcorn, kids. Popcorn
yeah.
grab.
Yeah. So I forgot what they call it, but they have to go in and they measure the road, they determine the speed. And there's prima facie, and then there's actual speed. Prima facie is how far you can go, how fast you can go legally without being dangerous. So even though they've marked it for 25, the road itself you may be able to go 30 without it being an issue. So based on that, the mileage you go over doesn't always calculate. That's why some officers give you, and it's called a survey. That's the word I'm looking for. They survey the road to determine how fast you can go. That's how you fight a ticket. So how do you fight a ticket? You ask, when was the last time the road was surveyed? And they say, well, it wasn't surveyed for the last 5 years. Well, then how do you know the speed limit is actually 35 miles per hour if the road has not been surveyed by engineers? So in some cities, and I've had this in the Bay Area, if the road has not been surveyed, the officer will not issue you a speeding ticket based on the fact that there is no data to prove how fast you can drive on that road.
So if you were speeding and you got pulled over by an officer, then you should ask him, when was the last time this road was surveyed?
And he may not know that. And lawyers use that to their benefit. So when they go to court and they say, well, when was the last time? Just like when you do radar, and they asked you, for a cop to do radar or LiDAR, they have to be certified on LiDAR. They can't just take a radar gun, go out and go, okay, you're going 55 miles an hour, the speed limit is 35. They have to be certified. I have officers who I'm with who have never been certified for radar or LiDAR. So we cannot do speed enforcement unless we're doing pacing, which is typically on a freeway. Mm-hmm. And I've taught you how to pace a car. You match the speed of the car that's going, and you determine by the speed you're going. If the car is still overtaking you, then he's going faster than what you're going. So if you're doing 65 and this car is still moving up forward, then you can estimate that he's going much faster than you are. That makes sense? There we go.
Yes, Jeanette, this will be on the final, as Chris says, so remember it. Jeanette asked if there's going to be a test on this.
Yes, there will be a test. So don't geek me out. Please don't get me started on traffic, because I've been doing that for 15 years, and I've been seeing it all, and I know what the rules are. So yes, that whole minute of 1 mile over, 2 miles over could be determined. Now, there are some surveys that says the road, you cannot travel more than 25 miles per hour. So that's a case where if you're 1 mile over, you could get a ticket, because at that point you are actually going faster than what the road was surveyed for. Make sense? Did I just geek everybody out?
Yeah, you did.
Sorry.
Yeah, you did.
Sorry. Study time. So there you go. You just learned about road surveys.
But LiDAR, so Rain Man says the LiDAR gun has to be calibrated before every shift as well. Steve Letho did a YouTube episode on this.
And every time I go out with Highway Patrol, before we get in the car and drive away, he pulls out the LiDAR gun. He points it at a sign they have set up. They have a part on the ground. He measures it, and he measures the distance. Now, the funny thing is, I've never seen it before, but when I worked with Phoenix Police Department, the officer used radar gun. He didn't have LiDAR. He used radar, and he would drive at 35 miles per hour, point his gun at the ground, and see if the ground reflection matched the speed of the car.
Did it?
And it matched it. So I learned to do that. So when I was out shooting like neighborhoods and I wanted to make sure that they were speeding or not, I would take the camera, the radar gun that I had when I drove, point at the ground and look at it. If I'm doing 35 and it was 35, then I was...
Okay, so what's the difference between radar and LiDAR?
Radar and LiDAR. Radar is like if it's a wide band. So if you put out radar, it's super wide, and everything in that wide band is reflected back. That's why people used to fight it, saying that, well, there was a bus. The bus was going faster. That's what you picked up. So when they use radar, it's usually, they try to, do it on streets where it's not a whole lot of traffic, because that's how they pick up the speed of that particular vehicle.
And I thought LiDAR had something to do with light or laser.
They all use light, but LiDAR is laser amplified something, something, something. But it uses
it stands for something.
Yeah, it stands for something. It's a very thin beam. As opposed to a 20-foot beam, it's more like a 6-inch beam. And they point it at your license plate or the front of your car. Now, here's a little secret. If your car is dirty, there's a chance that the LiDAR may not reflect off the car.
Oh, so are you telling people not to wash their cars?
No. So LiDAR equals laser, and radar is radar. So laser beam.
All right, I'm going to jump out of here, Stan. I'm going to jump out of here so that you can have someone else, and if they'd like to join, but I'm going to continue to monitor.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
See you guys.
Thank you, Jace.
Bye.
So William wrote, radar is when you're looking for gay guys, and LiDAR is when you're looking for lesbian.
Wow.
Oh, I'm taking that one down. That's too much. I can't. Oh, it's too much. And then
LiDAR, light detection
lies.
and ranging.
Yeah. What is it? Oh, yeah. So LiDAR, light detection and ranging. Thank you. I learned about LiDAR on the Golden Gate Bridge with an officer I used to work with, Sandro Salvetti. They use LiDAR on the Golden Gate Bridge. And you don't see them. And the truth is, and we got to get ready to go pretty soon. We've been on long enough already. The truth is that if you see the cop shooting LiDAR and he's not getting in his car or he's not driving away, then you're not the victim. I use the word victim because you're about to get... He can see you for almost a quarter mile to a half a mile away. Point the gun, and I've done it. And he had to point at me one day, and I was doing 2 miles an hour walking on foot on the Golden Gate Bridge. He pointed. He got people coming over the second tower, and he's right down there by the Vista Point. And by the time you see him, he's already seen you. So, and the prize, if you get caught on LiDAR.
Wow, Jeanette, you never heard of LiDAR? Well, glad we could inform you.
Well, we just taught you something new.
I hear LiDAR all the time from this one.
So,
oops, I went back to saying this one from Beeb. From Stanley.
They also use plate readers.
My daughter did that to me once. We were in British Columbia, and my oldest daughter says we went to go see Victoria, British Columbia, and we were on what's that thing called where you drive your cars on and it takes you on the water, a ferry. And so the lady goes, "So who are you with, little girl?" She goes, "I'm with him." She was like 7 years old, and I'm like, "Don't you ever call me him again." I'm with him. I felt like, what the heck just happened? So the prize for Kenny, you know that prize. The prize is you get to see the judge, or you get to pay a fine, or you get to look in the camera and say, "I got caught misbehaving," or you can say, "I got caught behaving badly." You know what's funny? "I got caught behaving badly" is not trademarked.
Oh, it's not?
No, just people behaving badly is trademarked.
Okay.
So you can say, "I got caught behaving badly" all day long. So there you go. 2021 is looking up. Yes, it is. We want to thank everybody that showed up for this one. As you know, this is Millennial Boom. Also, we want you to remember that if you want to help out, if you're still there, Jace, I need to put in the GoFundMe.
Victoria, a nice place to visit, but it's known at the home of the newlywed and nearly dead.
So go to GoFundMe and type in caught misbehaving.
All of these people posting in the chats. I didn't even get to say hi to in the beginning. Mile 54 Productions. Good night.
Well, and if you missed it, we're going to be on Spotify. Yes.
Thanks, Jeanette, for joining
Anchor,
us.
And don't forget GoFundMe. Type in caught misbehaving. We got to keep this thing going, so we got to pay for the bills until we get sponsors. Once we start getting some sponsors, then we won't ask for any more money we're never going to stop asking for money. We got to keep this thing going. We got to pay the bills, the electronics, all that stuff costs money. And the fact that Diane has to get up and plug in my laptop every now and then, that costs money.
What?
What, that don't cost money?
Okay,
You do it for free?
You're behaving badly now, or misbehaving.
All right, Maxim.
Thank you, Elaine.
Yes.
We appreciate it.
Thank you, Elaine. Well, we did. Thank you. Appreciate it. We do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Maxim, thank you for joining us again as usual. And it's good to see you, Maxim.
Yes.
Maxim has been here from almost last year.
Love seeing your face versus your what's that called? Icon. Yeah.
And the irony of it, this one is, and we love it, is that you're not just here from YouTube. You're here from Facebook. You're here from Twitch. Mm-hmm. You're here we have people from everywhere. So again, if you go to the YouTube page, youtube.com/caught misbehaving, there are a bunch of links up in the top by where the logo is and where the banner is. And you can go there to the link tree and take you where you want to go. Looking up 2021, your mom uses microwaves. Yes, my mom uses microwaves to catch people's speed. I don't know what that means.
I don't understand that. I'm confused.
Someone asked when is the Implicit Bias show?
Been sharing, liking, subscribing, keep Stanley's channel alive. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Bay Area Mama, the Implicit Bias show is this Wednesday, January 6th, 3 p.m. Pacific
Standard Time.
I just say Pacific Time because,
No, it's specific. It's Pacific Time, but to be more specific, it's 3 p.m. Pacific.
Oh my gosh.
What?
It is 3 p.m. Pacific Time.
Yes.
So if you're in the Bay Area, 3 p.m.
Good night,
time.
Undead from Australia. Good night, Chris from Hong Kong. Good night, Maxim from Ohio and Gabe from Ohio.
Bob Evans down on the farm.
Kitty Needham from the Bay Area. All the Bay Area folks, if you're there, thank you. We're going to try to do, we do these every
Sunday
at
6:30 Mountain Time, 5:30 Pacific.
Are you sure?
8:30.
Can you be more specific?
8:30 Eastern.
All right, Jennifer.
Yes, please smash that like button. Thank you, TVM.
Smash that like button. Luhan is the LiDAR king. Yes, Luhan is a cop I worked with out of the Richmond district of SFPD. We used to be out there nailing them all day long on the, what was it called? The Fulton 500 Speedway. And Kenny said the prize for the test, laugh out loud.
Good night, Khalil.
Good night, everybody. Don't forget to say your prayers. Join the Discord. Oh, yeah. Don't forget to join Discord. You'll get notifications when we're going to do something.
Betty, the good thing about missing the whole show is you can go back and watch on YouTube or listen on what? I'm having you fill in the blanks.
Oh.
Listen on really?
Spotify.
Yes.
Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and a bunch of other podcasts.
And join Discord if you want.
Peace out, San Jose. Woo! Oh, by the way, wait. Elaine, before you say peace out, you guys had a naked guy driving down your street the other day in broad daylight, all the way down the road, buck naked in a scooter. I got to admit, that was some crazy. Yes, and definitely can't confuse the 4500 Speedway with the Roosevelt Expressway, a.k.a. Speedway in Philadelphia. Got to work on that one. Laugh out loud. Got to work on which one? Anyway, like, subscribe, and remember, I'm a millennial.
I'm a boomer.
And this is Millennial Boom. And don't forget, next Wednesday at 5.
Wednesday, January 6th, 3 p.m. Pacific, is the launch of his podcast.
Where the reason why aliens will never invade Earth podcast. It's a funny name for a serious subject matter. And we'll deal with the craziness and the shenanigans of the world we live in. But we'll have some people in who will be able to discuss it.
And the episode on Wednesday will be about implicit bias.
Implicit bias. And everybody has it. If you say you don't, then you're just being biased. And Gabriel, thank you for stopping in.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. And everybody, we're going to say goodnight. And we appreciate
good night, and...
What?
Oh, man, I thought you were going to finish my sentence. All right. Good night.